Hey, what's up guys, it's Liam or Weagle on your Overwatch, back with a new video. Today we're going to be talking about and showing some of Torbjorn's new reworked kit. Now this change, among others, should be going to the Overwatch PTR sometime this evening, although Jeff had detailed on the forums that they had a couple of issues with the stability on the build, but who cares? Let's get right into it. I'll show you what we know so far. So Rivet Gun, Torbjorn's main fire. Torbjorn's Rivet Gun was a little unwieldy to deal damage with consistently due to its projectile speed and somewhat unintuitive trajectory. They've increased its offensive potential by increasing the primary fire's projectile speed and decreasing its reload time. Primary fire projectile speed has been increased from 60 to 70, and reload time has been reduced from 2.2 seconds to 2 seconds. Rivet Gun's alternate fire has also been rebalanced by decreasing the recovery time between shots so that it matches the same cadence as the primary fire. The damage was lowered slightly as a result, though overall it's more powerful. Not only is the secondary fire more responsive now, but the spread pattern is significantly easier to predict. The recovery has been lowered from 0.8 to 0.6 seconds, the damage per shot from 150 to 125, the reload time has been reduced from 2.2 to 2 seconds, and the spread pattern adjusted and random speed reduced by 50%. So all in all, Torb's primary and secondary fire travel faster and can be shot faster, although they do slightly less damage. This should make him more applicable in more situations and actually raise his average power level above what it was before. Torbjorn's turret has also changed and now has only one version of it, which is what we know as the second tier of his turret. The turret is now a thrown projectile that will automatically build upon landing instead of needing to be manually built. Turret levels have been removed and you no longer need to hammer the turret other than to repair it. Torbjorn's turret will now assist you by firing at enemies damaged by the Rivet Gun's primary fire, giving players some control over the targeting. Note, it will not attempt to target enemies that are not in its line of sight. So here's what they've done. The deployed turret is now a thrown projectile. Half cooldown begins upon deployment. Full cooldown begins when the turret is destroyed. A new turret cannot be placed if the turret has taken or dealt damage within the last 3 seconds. There is now a new interaction input ability that allows you to destroy your turret manually. It no longer explodes if Torbjorn dies when it is still building, and turret levels are removed entirely. Turret automatically builds over 3 seconds, deals the same amount of damage as the previous level 2 turret, and has 250 health. Torbjorn also has a new ability called Overload. Also bear in mind that applying armor to people is no longer a thing for Torbjorn. What Overload does, this new ability replaces Torbjorn's armor pack ability. When Torbjorn uses Overload, he gains temporary armor along with improved movement, attack and reload speed for a short duration. It adds 150 temporary armor and grants 30% movement speed. It also grants 30% increased Rivet Gun and reload and attack speed and 30% hammer attack speed. This has a 5-second duration and a 12-second cooldown. The comments on this are that Overload takes some of the functionality they loved about Molten Core and adds it into the form of an ability cooldown that can be used often throughout the match. It provides offensive and defensive advantages, giving it a good deal of flexibility, and this is basically, again, to bring Torbjorn into play more than just a few choice defensive situations. So Molten Core, the ultimate, is still called Molten Core, but it has been changed in a few ways. Torbjorn now powers up his arm claw, enabling him to create burning pools of molten slag that continuously damage any enemies standing on them. He can use this area denial in a variety of ways to control choke points, objectives, separate enemy players from their allies, cut off escape routes, or slow an enemy advance. So he enters a new weapon mode for 6 seconds, launches up to 10 molten projectiles that spawn a damaging pool where they land, and deals extra damage to enemies with armor. Hey, Brigitte counter, yes, Daddy is countering you, Brigitte. It bounces off of walls and ceilings until coming into contact with the ground, and base damage increases from 130 to 190 against enemies who have armor. Heroes with armor, Bastion, Brigitte, Diva, Orisa, Reinhardt, Torbjorn, or anyone on a team with Brigitte, and of course any heroes that get armor from Brigitte or over time, or any other source they may add into the game from this point. So guys, that is a lot of crazy new changes for Torbjorn, and they've also gone and put his old ult kind of on a cooldown. The last time this happened, of course, with Mercy, it didn't go too well about a year ago. So hopefully we don't have any similar situations to what we had with that. Hopefully this will be coming out on the PTR sometime this evening, and we'll be able to test it further. And of course, guys, we will have new stuff for you as we always do. You're going to want to make sure you drop a like if you enjoy the video, guys, because it really does help us out and lets us know you're enjoying the content. And you're going to want to hit that bell icon so that you get notified when our videos go live. Make sure you're subscribed, guys. Thank you for the continued support as always. Sorry I haven't been on the channel as much, but I know Eddie and FREEDO have been looking after you. Smack that like button for me, guys, and let me know what you think of this crazy change. And don't forget to have a great day as always. Take care and peace, people.